While President Biden monitors all the actions overseas from his vacation in Nantucket, there is an election going on, and recent polling by the New York Times and Siena College has found President Biden is just hemorrhaging support among non-white voting groups, including African Americans and Latinos, since election night 2020. A Times Siena compilation of polling data that was published in September drew notice among political analysts because it showed that in a hypothetical rematch with former President Trump, President Biden would win the Hispanic vote by only 12 points, 47 to 35. That's down precipitously from the 33-point margin of victory among Hispanic voters that propelled Mr. Biden to the White House 3 years ago. So the White House disclosed on Tuesday that the president had earlier that day conducted interviews with 3 radio shows geared to Black and Latino audiences, the combined listenership of which the White House said is 14 million. One of the interviews was with Radio La Campesina, which aired excerpts from the president's attempt to win back Latino voters and set his remarks to music.
I keep telling everybody, asks why I pay so much attention to the Latino community. 26 out of every 100 students in our schools, kindergarten through 12th grade, speak Spanish. If we don't pay attention, we're crazy. We're a nation built on diversity. And anyway, but I have no problem doing that.
It made for another awkward moment when the president reminded listeners of the bust of Cesar Chavez he keeps in the Oval Office. In doing so, however, Mr. Biden mispronounced the name of the iconic labor leader and drifted into commentary focused more on his own distant past than on the future he hopes to create for young Latinos.
Matter of fact, I'm looking at a statue of Cesar Chavez, who almost cost me an election in 1972 when I ran. I supported him in Delaware, an agriculture area, and we won. Nixon won my state by 65% of the vote, and I won by 3,100 votes, but I keep the statue there. Keep looking at it.
President Biden also recorded segments on Tuesday with the Ricky Smiley Morning Show and Get Up Mornings with Erica Campbell. When those clips surface, we'll bring them to you.